Hi everyone, it's Happy Mail Queen. Today I wanted to do a tutorial, a very quick tutorial hopefully, on the dimensional diamond rosette, how to put this together. This one is the larger one, so for this one I did use this bigger die, but we're going to go ahead and use the smaller rosette. I have my pieces cut already, so I'm just going to really teach you how to fold and put this together, okay? So let's see, go ahead and get your glue gun. Turn your glue gun on so it will start heating up. And then go ahead and cut 3 pieces. Now I've already started mine, so I cut 3 pieces. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how to fold it. So this is how it's going to look like, first of all, once you've used this die and cut it. So again, you need 3 pieces. As you can see, there's a fold line over here. And what you're going to do is fold that flap over. So fold it under, basically. So go ahead and see that. Go ahead and gently fold it. And you do want to use a 65-pound, I wouldn't go over 65-pound cardstock because it's just easier. You don't want it too thick because it will be harder to fold and it will crack. So sometimes you will still get a little bit of cracks, but you could always just use your inks. You know, you can ink up the edges or whatnot. Okay, so fold that over. And then, as you can see here, there's these little V's, okay? So face up this way, there's a V right here. For every V shape, this line here, you're going to mount and fold. So you're going to fold it this way. So this would be valley folding it, okay? But you're going to mount and fold. So go ahead and find all those V's. So here's a V right here. Mount and fold that. So find that point and fold this way, okay? So that's the first thing you want to do. So go ahead and do all that. And this will be super fast once you know what you're doing. Okay? So once that's there, okay, so you know this is a mount and fold. So therefore this bottom part here is going to be a valley fold. All right, so now you can go ahead and just do your folds quickly. Okay. And there you go. All right. Now, where we folded that mountain fold, okay, the V, mountain fold it like this. And if you turn it over here, you see that little V line, not V line, I'm sorry, the little triangle line right there. You want to fold that also. You want to pre-fold it because it will be easier for you to push it in later on. See how this part is pushed in like that? If you pre-fold that little triangle, it's going to be so much easier. So from this point, actually go ahead and fold that end and keep it folded, okay? You're going to keep that folded. And then do your mountain fold. Whoops, sorry. Do your mountain fold. And you see, you can just kind of see the triangle better this way. Go ahead and just give it a little fold. Not all the way, but you kind of just want to break the fibers, okay? So that'll be easier to push later on. So do that to all your mountain folds. So here it is again. There's the V. Mountain fold it. And fold that little triangle. So do that for all your mountain folds, okay? So I'm just going to do that quickly. Just break those fibers so that it'll be easier to fold in. And trust me, this makes a difference. And it will save you the frustration later on when you're trying to fold this. And keep in mind, when you're doing this, give yourself some time, okay? Because you will be frustrated. You can't do this super quick. It's one of those you know, dies that require a little bit more time than your regular rosette, but the results are quite nice. I think it's worth it. So where you did the mountain fold, okay, mountain fold, this is where you push it. And so since you've already kind of pre-folded that little triangle, now you can see you can push this in. Okay, so find all those little mountain folds that you did and push this part in. See how it's not so bad, right? You push it in, and you want to do that for all of them. Okay, just be very gentle so that you're not cracking your paper. But if you crack your paper, don't even worry about it. As long as it doesn't fully rip, there's a way to fix it. Okay, you can just ink it. You can use your Copic marker if you want, or your distress inks. So do you see how I'm folding this? Hopefully I'm in frame. I think I am. And that last triangle, I'm just gonna kind of push it back here. Okay, so that's what you want to do with all your 3 of your pieces. You see how it just easily folds now? Okay, so you've kind of prepped it. Okay, and now it looks like that. Now you have 3 pieces. You have to glue them all together. Okay, so this is what I do. This one I've already kind of started. Okay, so obviously when you connect this, you want to make sure it lines up with the folds, right? Now mine is lining up right now because I've already cut a piece off. I'm going to put this together, and then this new one that I just folded right now with you, this is going to connect here. But as you can see, they don't line up, right? It's not lining up. The folds are different on the ends here. So that means you have to cut this piece off. Okay, so this is the one we just folded, guys. Go ahead and cut off this piece because you want this V here, you want that one to line up with this. Okay, so cut this off. I'll show you in a minute. Completely off, including that little flap in the back. Now this will line up. See that? Because the folds line up. Okay, now you can't just glue this just like that, but for me, I don't like it too bulky. So I take this extra step, and you don't have to do this, but I do. I will go ahead and flip this over and cut this little square off because I don't like that extra bulk. So I'm going to cut that little flap. I'm just going to cut the square off. And so now it looks like that, okay? And the reason I do that is because for me to make this look seamless, I like to not put it over, but I like to glue this under. But remember, we have this flap. So what I do, since I've removed that little square, I will glue this under here, and then I will glue that back, fold it over in itself, and glue that down. Because then when you look at it from the front, it looks seamless. Pretty seamless once it's glued down. So I hope that made sense. So at the end, you're gonna cut one off, and then you're gonna cut the little square off, and then that is gonna tuck in underneath the one you're attaching it to, underneath like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue that. What I do is I glue this part. I put the glue on this end. Whoops. Of course, my glue doesn't want to come out. I just put a little bit of glue, not too much. Okay, and I'll even put glue on that flap. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and tuck that in on the inside, making sure that that V is lining up, okay, so it doesn't get all wonky. And then go ahead and glue that over, like so. And you can get your bone folder, make sure that's nice and flat. And then I even glued this part so that I don't see that seam, you know, it doesn't look like it's a separate, there's a cut there. I'll go ahead and glue just this little square part right here. Okay, and I'll just close that. And the rest, I don't do any gluing. I just only glue where I attached the two pieces. So now, when you go ahead and fold this, you don't have too much bulk, and I can easily fold that. Okay, that's where my seam is. And look, you can't even tell. There's where my seam is right here. You can kind of see it from behind. But in the reverse side, you can't. Look. And you do that with the other side. So here, again, this is not going to line up. So I'm going to cut this piece off. We'll do this one more time to make sure that you guys understand. And then I'm going to cut that little piece off, the little square at the end. Okay, and I'm going to take this end here and put glue here and on the flap. And I'm going to slip this on top like so. Okay. Paying attention to make sure that that V lines up. Okay, and it does. And then I'm going to glue that flap back over it. And that secures it. And then I'm going to also put a little glue here, just to close that little gap. See, and now I can go ahead and fold that. I can go ahead and push that in. It's a little bit of resistance, but trust me, there's less bulk there. Okay, and then lastly, you want this too also. And I already cut this piece. I already cut the little square off. So all I'm going to do is just glue this. And don't worry, if you make a mistake on the end, you know, go ahead and cut it off again until you know that you have it lining up correctly. Because actually this is a nice full rosette. And you know, you don't need like the full third, you don't need the full third strip actually. I mean, even just halfway will make this rosette fine. Okay, so let me make sure, oops. I want to make sure that V is lined up. I guess it's good enough. I'm going to go ahead and just glue that and then glue this part here and glue that over. Okay, so I turn this over. Here's that part I glued. Just make sure that this end folds correctly. Okay. And if you have a little extra here, just cut that off. Okay, so once everything is So again, you're mountain folding at the V and you're pushing this in, okay? Mountain fold, push in, mountain fold, push in. Make sure all of it is like that. Okay, and I think everything's pretty good. And now you can go ahead and push that down, and then of course you're going to get your hot glue gun. You're going to put your circle here. Actually, I put my circle in the back, like so. This will do. It's okay if it's not the same color. Okay, so I glue mine from the back. So that's where all my folds are. Okay, and I hold it like this with one hand. I take my hot glue. I'll take my tweezers so I don't burn myself and flip that over. And then just make sure that you're pushing it all the way in, okay? And this is where you, before it dries, you want to make sure that it's kind of even. Sometimes it doesn't come out perfectly even, but it's okay. And this one creates the, I think, what did I say, 4.5? A 4.5 inch in diameter. There you go. I knew that looked funny. 4.5 inch in diameter rosette. And sometimes I'll even go ahead and put some glue on the inside here in that little hole part, just to make sure that that's nice and flat and it stays and keeps its shape. And that's it, you guys. I hope you guys found this helpful. And like I said, just take a little time and try this die out. I think it comes out really, really, really pretty. Anyway, I think they're fun rosettes and you can definitely use them for home decor and 3D projects. So isn't that pretty? I just love the edge. And I do like that you get that reinforced edge with the fold. So, all right guys, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later.